Hi guys, this is SDJR7F88 speaking, with a few designs for Brazil2044's extension on Linkston. Now, as some of you may know, he recently uploaded a video stating a bit of a competition on what design he should use for his new board. He came up with, he played around with a few ideas, but in the end he concluded that he wanted us to design, put our thoughts into the mix sort of thing and see, if any of us could come up with better designs than his. Most people quite a few of you have done designs. I wasn't sure. I came up with two basic designs. One's a bit complicated than the other one, and I couldn't decide between the two, so I decided to draw up both of them and allow you to see what they look like. Now let's start with the first one, which is the easiest of the two. As you know, this is a new part of the board here, and that's the wall, because it sort of curves around the wall here into his fiddle yard, or what's going to be his fiddle yard. This is where his layout ends at the moment, with this level crossing, that's straight. And basically, this design is the track that basically curves around from the level crossing down around there and into the fiddle yard, which is the basic design that he came up with as he showed in his video. But I've sort of like added a bit of a twist in with hills and stuff. He wanted a farm, so here's a farm up here on the hill. And basically this dotted line resembles a cutting. Basically this area here will be raised. And basically it'll be a bit like on Compton Martin, as you can see. Not too high, but gives it a nice lush grass cutting effect. And it will look excellent with static grass on like Compton Martin, as you can see. Basically like that. So basically is the road for the level crossing, and the farm sort of curves up the hill sort of thing to the farmyard on top with barns, and you get that in Metcalf kits, and they're really, really good kits. And Brazil2044 likes those kits. Then basically the railway goes into a cutting, but like that, but on both sides. As it comes around here, there's like a sort of like a siding. Now, this little design, I based it on the East Somerset Railway. About halfway along the line, they have a little picnic area. And basically there's a little halt and there's a siding opposite, and it's in a cutting. And basically what they do in that siding is they basically just park up rolling stock they don't need. There's an engine in there at the moment which is waiting on restoration. Loads of wagons, sort of overgrown and stuff. And I thought it was quite a little interesting feature sort of thing. And I thought that'd be quite nice to sitting there with a little halt, maybe the Batman scenic halt, if you can still get it. It's like a little wooden building with a little tiny like tin plate hut on it, and it's quite a nice little building, and I thought that'd be good there. That also would be in the cutting, as you can see, and then sort of like a footpath winds up away from it. So that's not a road, that's a footpath there. Then obviously this is all hills. And then there's a bridge. He did want a bridge in there, and this is going to cut off the fiddle yard from the main layout. It'd be sort of a road bridge, like sort of like Compton Martin's design, because I've used a road bridge there to split off the fiddle yard from the actual layout itself, and that's sort of what you could do there. So that's basically the same on both designs. That sort of bridge. Note it's behind the wall, so the road doesn't really go to anywhere. It's just sort of the road on the bridge, which is all right, because that way you don't have to do any of the road designs or anything. Then along the back up here is a little cottage with a little garden, greenhouse and stuff. That basically sit on top of the hill, and obviously you've got a rolling fields down to the bottom of the embankment like that there. And I thought I reckon that's probably my favourite design at the moment. You can see it's quite a wide entrance to the cutting where it will slowly rise up. It won't suddenly go roof like that. It'll be like a bit like over on Compton Martin there, although I would say that's a bit steep there. But basically on that side it's a bit less slope. But that's because Compton Martin was supposed to be set into a hill sort of thing a bit. That's why it's a bit steep. But here it'd be a lot more smoother rise between the two there. Now the second design is a bit more complicated, but is also as good. Now, well, I feel it's as good, that's why I couldn't choose between the two. Again, there's the level crossing, again there's the farm, and again there's the cottage. But except this time the cottage could be the station master's cottage, as was commonly seen on many country rural railways. Instead of the halt and the siding, there is now like a little station. Maybe a Metcalf kit or something, a bit like Compton Martin, about that sort of size maybe. Maybe a bit shorter for that precise point on the layout, but a bit like Compton Martin. You're a nice little country station there, sort of thing. And then there'll be a pair of points there, except the sidings go in the opposite way this time. And it goes into a goods yard. Again, sort of like Compton Martin with cobbles and, you know, 2 sidings. Note I've used Flexi Track there for that bit to get a nice sweeping curve, like I have done on Compton Martin, as I feel it adds quite a bit of realism. And it will all be cobbled over. And as you can see, the cobbles go around here, which is the edge of the board here, and join onto the road here. Likewise with the farm on both designs. So you can see the road there, and obviously it joins on there. Obviously this is where, you know, there's no board or anything, it's the floor. So you get the idea that maybe the road went along and then across the bridge on both designs, sort of thing. But anyway, you've got a little goods shed, and maybe you could use this, you know, he could use this for like storing wagons, you know, rolling stock, locomotives. Maybe it could even be a bit like the Somerset Dorset Trust on the West Somerset Railway, where they actually, you know, house, you know, all the Somerset Dorset items, like their, you know, obviously Kimbleston, which is the little tank engine. They recently repainted the Somerset Dorset colours and stuff. And yeah, maybe that could be like a little trust place. You know, and yeah. Again, there is a cutting, except there won't be a cutting on this side with the cobble, with the goods yard. That will be kept flat. Although you know, the hill will be raised like that again along the back here, with the farm on top of the hill, and be raised around there like that. Again, the cottage on the hill, but the road was sort of cut down in, you know, like it's a car park, and it will slowly creep down. As you can see, there's the line for where it meets the ground again. That, you know, where the hill goes back level. See, it like comes down the hill in front of the cottage and into the station. And then maybe there might be a bit of a raised area here, I don't know. You just add a bit more visual interest. But yeah, obviously you got all this could be ballasted, and you can add like old wheels and bits of rails, stuff like you see on preserved railways. That's one more thing. There's a plate layers hut there, a very poorly drawn one, you know, sort of like the end door bit. There, and there's also one on there, except I put it on the other side of the track because the cutting would be a bit wider there. But yeah, that's my 2 designs. I hope you find them interesting, Brazil2044. And, well, that's basically it. So this has been SDJR7F88 speaking, and thanks for watching.